Okay, Hare Krishna. Thank you for joining our online reading session of the book Śrī Bhaktyāloka by Śrīla Bhaktivinoda Ṭ𝚑ā𝚔. Om Ajnanatimmirandasya Jnananjana Chakshurunmilitam Yena Tasmai Shri Gurave Namaha. Namo Vishnupadaya Krishna Prishthaya Bhutale Namo Vishnupadaya Krishna Prishthaya Bhutale Srimate Bhaktivedanta Swami Namaste Saraswati Gauravani Pracharane Nirvishesha Shunyavadi Paschati Tishtari Jai Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhara Srivasadi Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Hare Kinkati Vachana Rangam Ningayati Girimat Kripatabham Deshin Karnam Parmanam Shachita Krishna Vagisha Yasya Vadane Lakshmi Yasya Zavakshasi Yasyaste Hridaye Samritam Gurave Gaurachandraya Radhikaya Tadale Tas Krishnaya Krishna Bhaktaya Tadabhaktaya Namo Namaha Yasya Devi Parabhakti Yatha Devi Tatha Guru Tassiti Gattani Artha Prakashante Maha Yonta Pravishya Macha Mam Prasittam Sanjeeva Yatya Kila Shakti Dharasvadhama Anyami Cha Hasta Charana Shravanatvagadin Pranam Namo Bhagavate Purushaya Tukram Nijguru Harivanya Krishna Parita Pitrigeha Danda Sansara Kupa Prabhajana Sukhamta Yatindra Namo Bhaktivinoda Ṭ𝚑ā𝚔 Namne Gaur Shakti Swarupaya. Okay, we are reading from the book Śrī Bhaktyāloka by Śrīla Bhaktivinoda Ṭ𝚑ā𝚔. So now we are reading from Tat Tat Karma Pravartana, one of the 6 items or qualities which enhance our devotional service. So we are reading from this particular section, and we are at Rupa Goswami's Angas of Bhakti, mentioned in the conversation between Chaitanya Mahaprabhu and Rupa Goswami. Chaitanya Mahaprabhu is stipulating the Angas of Bhakti. So we are reading. Tadiya Tulasi Vaishnava Mathura Bhagavata Ei Charira Seva Hoy Krishnera Abhimata. Tadiya means Tulsi leaves, devotees of Krishna, the birthplace of Krishna, Mathura, and Vedic literature, Srimad Bhagavatam. Okay, this is very good. I never knew that. Tadiya means I heard only devotees, but you have so many. Great. Tadiya means Tulsi leaves, devotees of Krishna, birthplace of Krishna, Mathura, and Vedic literature, Srimad Bhagavatam. Krishna is very eager to see his devotee serve Tulsi, Vaishnavas, Mathura, and Bhagavatam. Yes. Krishna wants us to serve all these. How Tulsi can be served? Tulsi can be served by watering the tree, by glorifying Tulsi, by bathing the Lord with Tulsi, by offering garland made of Tulsi, by hearing the glories of Tulsi, by offering Tulsi to the lotus feet of Krishna, and distributing the Tulsi to people, to everybody. So in that way we can serve Tulsi. How we can serve Vaishnavas? So Vaishnavas we can serve by hearing from them, or Shravanam Kirtan with Vaishnavas, and then we can serve personally Vaishnavas. We can open our heart to Vaishnavas. Oh Krishna. Oh Krishna. What's his name? Atindri Prabhu, can you please continue to read? I have an important call to attend. You can just continue to read.
Yes, Prabhuji. Hare Krishna.
Okay.
Krishna. कृष्णार्थे अखिलचेष्टा तत्कृपावलोकन जन्मदिनादि महोत्सव लना लाना भक्तगण लाया भक्तगण 31. One should perform all endeavors for Krishna. 32. One should look forward to his mercy. 33. One should partake of various ceremonies with devotees, ceremonies like Lord Krishna's birthday or Ramchandra's birthday. Hare Krishna. Hare Krishna, Prabhuji.
Hare Krishna. Not hearing anything.
Yes. Which page is this? Which page number?
Uh,
Okay, okay. Okay, now I can read it. 34. One, no, Sarvatha Saranapatti Kartikadi Vrata Chaturshashti Anga Ei Parama Mahattava. 34. One should surrender to Krishna in all respects. 35th. One should observe particular vows like Kartik Vrata. There are some of the 64 important items of devotional service.
these are
Sadhu. Oh, sorry. These are some of the 64 important items of devotional service. Sadhu Sangha Nama Kirtana Bhagavata Sramana Mathura Vasa Sri Murtira Shraddhaya Sevana. One should associate with devotees, chant the holy name of the Lord, hear Srimad Bhagavatam, reside at Mathura, and worship the deity with faith and veneration. Sakala sadhana shrestha ei panchanga Krishna prema janmaya ei panchira alpa sangha. These five limbs of devotional service are the best of all. Even a slight performance, even a slight performance of these five awakens love for Krishna. Aspiring devotees should first take shelter of the lotus feet of a bona fide guru. Without taking shelter of a guru, one cannot achieve anything auspicious. There are two type of people. One has developed intelligence and one has underdeveloped intelligence. Those whose intelligence is undeveloped are absorbed in the so-called happiness of this world. If by chance they get the association of Mahajana, then they also become intelligent. Then they consider how unfortunate I am. I am always engaged in sense gratification. I am passing my days hankering for material enjoyment. This initial association with the great soul is called association with the Guru by hearing. By good fortune, at this time faith is awakened. When faith is awakened, one endeavors for devotional service. Then it is essential for one to take shelter of the lotus feet of a Guru. In this way, by good fortune, persons with undeveloped intelligence become intelligent and take shelter of the lotus feet of a Guru. What type of Guru one should take shelter of is explained in the Shastras. One who has conquered the six enemies, beginning with lust, one who is pure, one who performs devotional service on the path of raga, one who is Brahminical, one who knows the clear path of the Vedas, one who sadhus can respect as Guru, one who is able to control the senses, one who is merciful to all living entities, one who is cultured, one who is without duplicity, and one who is truthful. This type of householder is fit to be a guru. All these qualities are considered in two ways. The principal quality of a guru is attachment to Krishna and detachment for what is not related to Krishna. All other qualities are secondary. That is why Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu has said in Chaitanya Charitamrita, Madhya Lila 8.127, Kiba Vipra Kiba Nasi Shudra Kene Noya, Ei Krishna Tattva Vidya Sei Guru Hai. Whether one is a Brahman, sannyasi, or Sudra, regardless of what he is, he can become a spiritual master if he knows the science of Krishna. If one possesses this principal symptom of a guru, then he is eligible to be guru even though he lacks one or two secondary symptoms. Being a Brahman and being a householder are counted as secondary symptoms. It is good if a person possesses these two secondary symptoms along with the principal qualification. But those who are defective in the principal symptom are qualified to be are unqualified to be guru, even though they possess the other two, as stated in Sri Padma Puran. महाभागवतो श्रेष्ठो ब्राह्मणो वै गुरुर्नृणां सर्वेषामेव लोकानाम् असौ पूज्यो यथा हरि महाकुलप्रसूतोऽपि सर्वयज्ञेषु दीक्षितः सहस्रा सखाध्यायी च न गुरु स्यात् अवैष्णवः. Among all human beings, the Brahman, who is a Mahabhagavat or great, among all human beings, the Brahman, who is a Mahabhagavat or great devotee, is topmost and qualified as Guru. He is as worshipable as Lord Hari. A non-Vaishnava is never fit to be Guru, even if he has taken birth in a great family, performed all sacrifices, and studied many branches of the Vedas. After finding a qualified Guru, a faithful disciple should serve him with firm conviction and without duplicity. One should accept initiation and Krishna mantra after pleasing the Guru. Those who are averse to taking initiation and only make a drama of pseudo kirtan while advertising themselves as Vaishnavas certainly cheat themselves. It is not the duty of materialistic persons to renounce the process of initiation because a few great souls like Jada Bharat did not take initiation. Initiation is a constitutional injunction for every birth of the living entity. If initiation is not seen in the life of a perfected soul, it should not be taken as an example. General rules are not changed because something happens to a particular person in a special situation. Sri Dhruva Maharaj went to Dhruva Loka in his material body. Seeing that, should one waste time hoping for the same? The general rule is a living entity gives up his material body and goes to Vaikuntha in his spiritual body. General rules should be accepted by people in general. Whenever and what
Okay, okay. This is very, 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 very important. Hmm. See, there's so many things here, but it also begins from here, actually. Hmm. It is said that after finding a qualified guru, a qualified disciple should serve him with firm conviction, without duplicity. One should accept initiation and Krishna mantra after pleasing the guru. Those who are averse to taking initiation only make a drama of pseudo kirtan while advertising themselves as Vaishnavas certainly cheat themselves. There's so many devotees in ISKCON nowadays, they have a fashion not to take initiation. There's so many people like that. They give themselves a name. I am called like this, like that. They want to give them their own name. Or there are some certain senior devotees, uh, they are preaching Krishna consciousness. What they do, they give a name to the people who come to them. Just like that, they give a name. Like for example, somebody comes and his name is Like his name is Kevin, for example. Oh, and then that devotee, he's a senior devotee, and he's a temple president. He's something in his town, and he's so many years. He's having money, he's having power, everything. And what he does, somebody comes to him, he'll just give, "Oh, your name is Keshava. Very nice. His name is. I want to give a spiritual name to you. This beautiful name. Just give." So they like that they try to give initiation, but as such there is no commitment among both of them. Just to and then he will tell to everybody that he is my guru, and he will tell to everybody that he will not tell my disciple or anything, but whatever it is, he will remain as so-called guru. So both are wrong. Both are simply it is uncultured way of some devotees' behavior. That is not the culture, or that is not the way Prabhupada taught us. That is not the Shastras say. So those who are averse to taking initiation, first is this aversion to initiation. It's rampage like anything nowadays. They think that, yeah, Chaitanya Mahaprabhu said you need not take initiation to chant Hare Krishna. They have taken it to the other extreme, like anything. Mhm. They're making it, and so there are some sannyasis also, they're preaching against it. Uh, oh, Diksha is not required, Diksha is not required. They go on, telling, they read in some Shastra, something. Yes, but there's those who are perfected souls like Haridas Thakur, no initiation is required. Those who are perfected souls like Jadabharat, as Prabhupada is writing, there is no initiation required for those type of people. But the general rule or the general norm or the general process should be general rule should be followed by everybody. Yeah. Yeah. But the thing is that here it is there that they are averse to taking initiation and only make a drama of pseudo kirtan. While utilizing, they always make a advertisement that they wear kantimala, they dress up like nice Vaishnavas. But when you ask them, "Are you initiated?" or what is it?" Then they will say, "No, I'm not initiated. I'm like I am." Uh, I am reading Prabhupada's books, and they will not speak about initiation at all. Uh, I remember in 2000, I think 2010, I think 2009 or 10. Yes, when I second time or third time met Maharaj, and Maharaj said, "Why don't you take initiation?" Like that at that time. Maharaj offered me actually. Maharaj told me you can take initiation in Rameshwaram Vyasa Puja. Not this time Rameshwaram. It happened in 2010 or 9 or 10. I don't remember totally. Uh, at that time, I said to Maharaj that, Maharaj, I want to wait. I want to take later. Um, I did it. I did it the next year. I did it in 2012. Yeah, 2010 I didn't take. 2012 I took. Maharaj told me to take. Then at that time I told like this, and Maharaj was telling to the senior devotee who introduced me, who was there with Maharaj, that there are so many devotees like this. Like this, he didn't say. Maharaj, there are so many devotees, years and years they are in the moment, they don't take initiation. Hmm. Maharaj gave an example for that. Maharaj gave example of something he said. I forgot it because it was long back. Maharaj gave an example and then he substantiated it that this is not the way, this is not the general norm, this is not the general rule. Like that, Maharaj said. And then I asked one doubt to Maharaj. Maharaj, I want to distribute book to the blind people, the Braille book. And he said, why do you want to take such a hefty task? You just preach to some person who can, translate a Prabhupada book into Braille, and you can distribute that book. Why you want to take up that task? And then now we have a Braille Bhagavad Gita available in BBT as well. Somebody wants, they can distribute to the blind people. So Braille is in the Braille language and special language for blind people. So what my point is that the general rule, it is there. See, Bhaktivinoda Thakur is writing. It is not the duty of materialistic person to renounce the process of initiation because a few great souls like Jada did not take initiation. Initiation is a constitutional injunction for every birth of living entity. If initiation is not seen in the life of a perfected soul, it should not be taken as an example. If initiation is not seen in the life, like for example, so many devotees say, "Oh, Jaydev, there is that Mirabai attained perfection. Tukaram got attained perfection. Although Tukaram, they said he got initiation from Chaitanya Mahaprabhu or Nityananda Prabhu. That is another thing. But whatever it is, some devotees they say that he didn't take initiation, they didn't take initiation. But here Bhaktivinoda Thakur is writing, if initiation is not seen in a life of a perfected soul, it should not be taken as an example. This I want to really tell to people. This is what is important. I want to take this as a screenshot and then tell people that this is what is important. Okay. Okay.
Yes, also, Srila Prabhupada said that one devotee girl was initiated in the heart.
Sorry. Sorry.
One devotee girl was initiated in the heart, and when she left the body.
That is not the norm. That is not the norm. Sometimes Maharaj also, that's not the norm. Actually, these should not be told to people. These all things are not, these are extreme cases where something special cases and all. Yeah, these are there, but general norm is that one chants Hare Krishna, one becomes serious in Krishna consciousness. For a period of time, he understands that accepting Guru is important. He searches for a Guru. That is what one should search for a Guru. Tadvijnanartham sa gurumeva vigachet. This is vidhilinga. Gachet samitpani strotyam brahmanishtam. One should do it. So this is the process. Oh, one is taken in the heart, one is taken in like this, one is taken in the dream. Tukaram took in the dream. So will you take in the dream? So that is not important. That is not for us. Arjuna didn't take initiation from Krishna. Krishna didn't initiate. Chaitanya Mahaprabhu rather didn't initiate Rupa Goswami or anything. That is not. So that doesn't mean that they are not devotees. They are. That is so. But Chaitanya Mahaprabhu stipulated there should be initiation process. He made Hari Bhakti Vilas. He made Sanatana Goswami to write Hari Bhakti Vilas. In that there is initiation process. There is mantras for initiation. We gave deity worship. We gave mantras for deity worship. He gave yajna. He gave yajana. Everything is given. So perfected souls, if they don't take initiation, doesn't mean that we will take. Even though sometimes imperfected souls are also given initiation, but that is not the norm. Just like Rasikananda. Rasikananda initiated an elephant. Does anybody know this? Did you read the story of Rasikananda by Maharaj? Did anybody read the story of Rasikananda by Maharaj? It's a beautiful book. Everybody should read. The story of Rasikananda by Gopi Parana Dhanadas. Gopi Jana Vallabha Das, presented by His Holiness Bhakti Vikas Maharaj. It was in Odia. Maharaj presented it. It's a beautiful book. I read 2 times. Story of Rasikananda. In that, Rasikananda will initiate a mad elephant, actually, after he subjugates him and he initiates an elephant. So, can we initiate an elephant? No, it's not possible. So these are some things which are very extreme. So, but those are not should be. Those are not for us. That is for the pastime. That is for the sake of that to say to convey to the people that bhakti is above initiation is above body, mind, and this one. It's to it connects to the atma to Krishna. That is what is the eternal relationship with the soul to Krishna. So general rules are not changed because something happens to a particular person in a special situation. Something happens in a particular person in a special situation doesn't mean that we change the general rule. So we should not change. Oh, now we want to give 5 rounds to chant Hare Krishna, 10 rounds to chant Hare Krishna. 16 rounds is 16 rounds. That's what Prabhupada said. Don't listen it. That's all. So Sri Dhruva Maharaj went to Dhruvaloka in his material body, seeing that should one waste time hoping for the same. No, the general rule is a living entity gives up his material body and goes to Vaikuntha in his spiritual body. General rules should be accepted by people in general. Whatever and whenever and whatever is desired by the Lord, who is full of whenever and whatever is desired by the Lord, who is full of inconceivable, that only happens. That means one should never transgress the general rules. One should never transgress the general rules. It's very, very important. After pleasing the Guru by serving him without duplicity, one should receive from him instructions on absolute truth and initiation into chanting the holy name. So the hearing means one should what is the fruit of hearing is one should surrender. That is actually the initiation. One should surrender his life to the person whom you are hearing from. Otherwise, there is no use of hearing all these things. There is years and years. So many devotees, years and years, they hear. They live in the same bubble, and they don't want to come out of their bubble. Yes. If anybody has anything to ask from this, no. Okay. Okay, bro. I think bro, we can continue.
Yes, Guruji. After receiving initiation and instructions from a bona fide guru, a fortunate disciple should follow the path of the previous sadhus. Those who are proud neglect the previous Mahajanas and create new paths.
Okay. So as a result, they soon proceed on their inauspicious and growing themselves. Nowadays, people are hearing more from those people who are not coming from our parampara. I don't want to take their names. You all know what is going on among all. It's in the South India, it is also famous. In the North India, it is also becoming famous. So this is becoming rampage like anything. I don't know. Somehow, initiated devotees they are getting because of that phone. That is the big problem. That is the big problem. Previously, never used to hear other than ISKCON devotees Bhagavatam classes. Other than there is a general rule. There used to be an ISKCON that whenever who comes to ISKCON, they hear Prabhupada's lectures for years and at least for 1 year, and then over a period of time proceed. Their live lectures are there, but apart from that, what recordings they hear is there. These Prabhupada's lectures. That is what is general. But nowadays, what is happening is that they don't hear their own spiritual master. They hear from many others, and then finally become confused. There are many devotees. They don't hear from even from they don't hear from ISKCON devotees. They hear from other so-called Mahants and Babajis, and because they speak something sweet. Uh, Actually, it is the nature like it is the mindset of a prostitute. I would say it is the mindset of a prostitute. Prostitute means it goes and everywhere. It tries to entice everybody. That is not. We should be like our chaste wife. That's all. We are initiated. We will hear from parampara who is coming from parampara. That's all. There is no creating new paths. We have our own Mahajanas. Continuing in the parampara of Gaudiya Vaishnava Sampradaya coming from Prabhupada. That's all. We don't hear from anybody. They may speak any very nicely about women. They may speak about even from about Prabhupada, even about ISKCON. They may give hundreds of lectures, but we don't. We need not hear from them about Prabhupada and Krishna. You have to hear from Prabhupada's disciples or Prabhupada's followers, sincere and serious followers about Prabhupada and about Krishna. Why we have to hear from Tom, Dick, Harry? Why we have to hear? They don't. Actually, nowadays, Mayavad has become so subtle, so so subtle that they cover it so nicely. So they blend it as if it is seen as bhakti very nicely done. That's why there's soft heart for this rascal Jackie Vasudev, idiot Asharam Babu, all these Premanandi Maharaj, all these Babajis. They have the soft corner for all these things. They're all bogus. They're all rascals. just kick on their face with spiked boots like anything. Just we should not at all hear. It's so inauspicious in our life. That's why we don't speak against them. Nowadays, why lectures have become so pseudo? Because we don't want to speak against. Because we try to, we speak, we associate with their so-called followers. Just like this Bhakti Marg, Vishwananda, or whoever is that rascal idiot from Mauritius. That Indian, South Indian went to Mauritius and then became a godman, his own guru. He doesn't even know what is the difference between God realization and self realization. That's such a rascal is he. And ISKCON devotees have a podcast with that basket disciples. He's like, I want to use the bad words for them. Why? Because the ISKCON devotees are fools. They want to have a podcast with that Revati Nandana Swami, who is a disciple of that fellow idiot Vishwananda. He worships Sai Baba. He worships Sai Baba, and with that disciple, you try to have like is conversation and very fruitful. What fruitful? They are Mayavadis. They are idiots. What we have to hear, what we have to do. These ISKCON in the West and devotees in the West, they are like, I don't know what kind of, I don't want to. If I start speaking, there's so many things will come from my mouth, and I don't have control on that. I am averse of all these things. So that's why I don't hear even from those devotees who make a big show of big distributors and all those things. They tell lies. They have a big bad track record of their character. So we can sense that. Uh, of course, just now I got a thought that I should not think that I've distributed books in India at all. I've just started my book distribution in 2026. I thought like that. But what to do? Our consciousness will always go to the past. So we can't cheat every time, everybody. For few times and few people, you may cheat. That will not go on. You have long hairs. It just become a long hairs, beards like Aurangzeb and Islamic kind of beards, and wearing chaddis, bermudas, wearing designer kurtas. Why? Why you make like this out of ISKCON? Because we don't hear from bona fide sadhus. You don't hear from. Actually, they don't hear from His Holiness Bhakti Maharaj, I would say, and the followers kind of who are like that, like Vikas Maharaj and even Shivaram Maharaj, because they don't want to hear. If they hear, they will become paranoid, fearful. Oh, Maharaj is very strict. Actually, so if you say Bhakti Vikas Maharaj, immediately people will say Maharaj is very strict. That is the way that they are envious actually. Hmm? Yeah. Or they say, oh, Maharaj is very strict. Bhakti Vikas Maharaj is very strict. My Guru Maharaj is very lovable. What is this? Where from you got this? Where from you got this idea? I try to hear from Maharaj to be very strict, and I try to hear from to develop that prema, love. This is don't create that groupism here. Everybody is merciful. All Sant Prabhupada disciples who have accepted as the spiritual master, they are all merciful. They are all following Prabhupada, and they have Prabhupada's mercy. Otherwise, how could they have so many disciples, and how could they do? How could they preach Krishna consciousness? So the thing is that they should hear. They actually to hear from somebody else other than the parampara, you should have permission from your guru to read any book other than parampara, other than this one, other than your without permission of it is guru or avagya. Actually speaking, people don't know this. We should not hear from anybody. There are some devotees who strictly follow this. They don't hear. I've seen. I admire them. When I used to distribute Bhaktivikas Maharaj books in Vrindavan, Mayapur, among the like 12 years of my distribution, I can say that there's some devotees, they only say, Prabhu, I'm reading Prabhupada's books. I don't want to read any book. Of course, I say that these books help you to read Prabhupada. That's another thing. But I admire them. They don't read any other books other than Prabhupada's books. At least when they are told you read this book means that's all. They don't read any other book. They're so strict. But there are some people, there are some devotees, they have this mental, this one that they go on purchasing new, whatever is coming. Nowadays, Prabhupada's books are not seen at all. They want to bring certain kind of books which are actually competition to Prabhupada's books. It's very, very dangerous. It's very, very dangerous. And I'm against all these things. Prabhupada's purports are not being exemplified so much. They are there just for the Bhagavatam classes to discuss at that time. But the rest of the time, they are like the guidebooks. No, yes, they are like guidebooks, but they are actually the main books. They become like the reference books, Prabhupada's books. No. And I am sensing that over a period of time, Prabhupada's purports, even if you quote Prabhupada's purport, they will say it is all contextual. This particular word is coming because they don't hear from right source. That is the problem. Prabhupada books are contextual. Whatever he has written is contextual. Prabhupada's lectures and morning walks, these are all contextual. You should not take the things. I have faced all these things in my Krishna consciousness. There are so many senior devotees who have this concoction in their mind, thinking that Prabhupada's books are Prabhupada's lectures and morning walks, these are all contextual. You should not take it. You see, you can hear their lectures. They quote anecdotes of Prabhupada. They to quote more anecdotes of Prabhupada, but directly what Prabhupada is writing in the books. You can see Maharaj, his name is Bhakti Maharaj, quotes this Prabhupada. In this purport, Prabhupada says like this. In that purport, Prabhupada says like this. In that morning walk, Prabhupada said like this. Maharaj quotes every time. But if you see their lectures, never they will quote. Prabhupada said in this purport, because it is very difficult. Because if you tell Prabhupada, then their own, this one will reduce. You can see nowadays devotees, they have their own picture. Their own picture is like fascism, it's like fascist. Their picture is there and their quote is there. What kind of a fellow you are? You want to put your face and your quote. Never. They have removed Das from their this one. They removed Das from their name. They have just this one. That's that name, initiated name. That's all. No Das. They want to. They slowly, they are becoming more and more degraded. And I am seeing it. I have seen the way how how filth in Krishna consciousness arises because of not hearing properly from the sadhus. And this one is towards ruination and it's inauspiciousness. And just like in the outside world, how there is like, for example, now the whole India, George Soros, Rahul Gandhi, everybody are for getting the BJP government to give a big problem for them. Of course, I'm giving an example. Don't take it that I'm having this one. But what I'm saying is that is Kejriwal, Arundhati Roy, all these the leftists, they are putting with crores and crores and crores and crores of money to put all this CJP party, everything. Why they are going to do? Because they want to disturb the society. Although outside India, you see there is so much rampage against Islam, against Muslims like anything. But here in India, because it is a Hindu-favored government, so they want to destroy it. The same way it happens in ISKCON also. The same. It's in a different way. They want to put Prabhupada aside. They want to put Prabhupada's books aside. They want to bring their books. They want to give their knowledge. It's as if they are the people who are uplifting the society. It's all done in a very humble way. It's all done in a very the podcast, everything. It is the kirtans. This is one. They present as if they are very, 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 very noble people, humble people, softly spoken. All these things. The kirtans are so nice. Prabhupada and books are all kept in the side. So this happens even in his. I have made at least 20 to 25 points on how to hijack ISKCON, how to make anti-Prabhupada, how to make as Prabhupada anti-ISKCON, how to make it. I have 25 points how you can make it in ISKCON. I have written, it's there with me. I didn't want to make it. So how you can make it. This happens because this happens in Vedic culture. This happens in present Indian government. It happens in Indian society. The Vedic culture. Slowly. If you go to the South India, Slowly, slowly, they are making Murugan, the demigods, as the coming from Christianity. In Kerala, it has already happened. They will make Dvajastamba in the churches. They will bring Ratha Yatras in the church. They will bring Sanskrit in the church. Everything they will make as if the West is the Christianity is the source of Bharatanatyam. They do Yesu dance. Bharatanatyam in the Kerala schools, it is done based on Bible, based on they preach about Jesus Christ by dancing Bharatanatyam. They will sing Yesu Ganamu, Yesu, Yesu. They will sing like this. It's all kind of making hijack. You all don't know. Actually, the people in the West, they don't know what rampage they are doing in India. I can go on speaking about this, but that will not. For the time being, how this happens, it's the whole slow process to hijack the real society, hijack the norm, hijack the general rule. They want to do it. There are certain people who are renegades who come to ISKCON just to destroy ISKCON, just just for the sake of destroying, just for the sake of destroying Prabhupada. They are the enemies of ISKCON, and they come as friends. They are jackals, but they dress as tigers. They are foxes, but they dress as this one. That's why sometimes you see that I'm very very thick and towards all these things. Why? Because it is an offense, yes, but they have created a norm like that. Like for example, when I put my status regarding against cricket or anything, they say that Virapoli is going to Premanandji Maharaj, he's chanting. What a nonsense! What nonsense! If he goes to some Premanandi Maharaj every chance, what is it for you? Huh? Is he becoming a very great sadhu? Huh? This is one more pseudo spiritualism going on in ISKCON. So we have to speak against them. If we don't speak against all these things, first of all, if we don't understand that this is a problem, then we are into great problem. Maharaj said, if we don't understand it is a problem, we are in great problem. That's why I don't know. Actually, I'm very this one, but someday, with Krishna willing, I want to speak out that all these things in a very systematic way. How you can destroy the movement, how Kali can enter into ISKCON, how Mayavad has entered into ISKCON like anything. Everywhere there is Mayavad. So many places. Mayavad has entered. Karmakandi has entered. Everything has entered into ISKCON so much so that we are not able to differentiate between what is Krishna consciousness and what is pseudo spiritualism. It is like that. It has gelled with that, and devotees are expert. They have become expert in making things. You can see their lectures. They say everything. Success. If you hear Maharaj lectures, you never go astray. Success means success in serving Krishna. If your service means service to Krishna. Mhm. Seva means to Krishna, not the seva. There are certain devotees, they will say, "Hum seva mein cha rahe hain." What they are going? They're going to do high camp in Barsana. That is what they say, seva. But that is not seva. That is nonsense. They say, "Hum seva mein cha rahe hain." Abhi kahan ja rahe hain? Where you are going? I'm going to seva. Where you are going? I'm going to Barsana high camp. That is not seva. Divya Chakshu eye camp. Are nonsense fellow? You put a Divya Chakshu from Bhagavad Gita to some nonsense thing? Don't you have brains? Because they don't want to read Prabhupada. They don't want to hear. This is the problem. And this is towards ruination, and devotees don't see it. That's a great, great, great problem. So this is very important. After receiving initiation and instruction upon a fortunate disciple should follow the path of previous. Those who are proud neglect the previous Mahajan and create new paths. As a result, they soon proceed on their auspicious path between themselves. Please hear the lectures on Bhagavad Gita 4.2. What is the 4.2?
Group
Raj Vidya Rajaguru. No.
What you are saying? What you are saying?
Evam parampara
Ah,
parapram.
Evam parampara prapta. Evam parampara. Rajavidya is 9.3. So this one 4.2. You should hear those. Maharaj gave around 8-9 lectures on this particular thing. How parampara breaks. How there are cracks in the parampara. How these are the names which Maharaj gave, and I hear every time and now. So you should hear these lectures on 4.2. Evam parampara praptam evam rajesh kalene hamata yogo nashta parantapa. How there are cracks in the parampara, how there are deviations in the parampara, how parampara deviates, how they are how parampara breaks. These are the titles Maharaj gave. So we should all hear those lectures. Actually, what happened is after this app, people only search for the new one and this app. Previously, we used to do in 2010, 12, 13, 14, we used to print a book. What used to happen is that everybody used to have a book of lectures, and we used to see the lectures every day. I used to scroll through the books and then particular number, and I used to hear that particular lecture. Nowadays, it is good. App is good, but there are so many. I would say more than app is this that the radio or the Shravana Yantra have this one, and then type the number and hear from that. That is more that is more good. I still feel. Hmm. Okay, anyhow, who am I to say like this? All these things. Okay, Prabhu, Prabhu, continue. I'm sorry.
Yes, Prabhu. It is
And
said
one more
Bhaktivinoda
thing,
Thakur says that actually,
if you have any questions, you should ask this now because this is very very important. Devotee should know it before proceeding. Yes.
Bhaktivinoda Thakur says actually demons in the dress of devotees, like he mentions in the
Yeah.
one article.
Yeah. But some devotees they go extreme in saying that just like the Illuminatis are hijacking the material people, they think that even ISKCON is under Illuminati, and they have this notion about. They think that Prabhupada was surrounded by demons and all those things, and they are in the guise of this. That is not good. That is not good. Yes, there are devotees who try to hijack the movement. Otherwise, why Prabhupada writes that demigods create disturbance in the lives of devotees? Why Prabhupada writes like that? That means they are really creating problems. Demigods also help, but demigods create problems. I'm seeing. They are seeing how they create problems. Yesterday, I met one devotee. He came here. He's a black American devotee. He used to live here in Brahmacharya ashram. And then something came into his mind and he went into Maya so strongly. Drugs, crime, meat, beef, everything. And I met him, I gave him he is homeless, so many things. I gave him some books free, and then I gave him prasadam. I told him, Prabhu, please come. Why are you? He's such an enthusiastic person, but he has tattoos all over his body of Hare Krishna mantra. He has and the first he went into jail and he saw Prabhupada's book over there. He became emotional. I saw the person rising from dead. I don't know about Jesus Christ rising from dead, but this is actually rising from dead. This is really, I saw yesterday that particular devotee in his eyes. He's he's smoking, he's drinking alcoholic drugs, sells drugs. He's like gone extreme like anything. Black American he is, but he joined his temple. He was there for a few years and then gone to fall down like anything. And then Prabhupada bought him. This is actually the example of rising from dead. And I told him, I want you to come with me for distribution. We want to distribute books to all the Americans. We can create revolution. You can earn so much. Why are you living as homeless guy with these dogs? And why are you doing all these things? And I explained to him. He became very emotional. We shared so much. He met devotees here. He came, and I was moved like anything. And from that time, I became very inspiration. It is like an inspiration for me to distribute more books to Americans. It is like yes, yes. So there are devotees who come to spoil the moment, but there are devotees also who come to that we have to protect them. Okay, bro, continue.
Yes, Prabhu. Next page.
Yeah,
It
it
is
is
said
said.
in the Skanda Puran, समृग्य श्रेयसां हेतु पंथा संताप वर्जितः अन्वाप्त श्रमं पूर्वे येन सन्त प्रतिष्ठिरे. One should strictly follow the easy path which the previous Mahajanas have accepted. That path bestows great auspiciousness and is devoid of all misery. By discussing the path of the previous sadhus, one gets determination, courage, and satisfaction. When we discuss the path of devotional service exhibited by Sri Rup, Sri Sanatan, Sri Raghunath, and Sri Haridas Thakur, then we feel such happiness that it cannot be described. When the miscreant Mohammedans tortured Haridas Thakur, he said, खंड खंड हई देह आय यदि प्राण तबु आमी वदने न छाड़ी हरि नाम ए सब जीवेर कृष्ण करह प्रसाद मोर द्रोहे ना हुए सबार अपराध. Even if my body is cut into pieces and I lose my life, I will never give up chanting the Lord's holy name. O Krishna, please be merciful upon these poor souls. Kindly excuse them for their offense of torturing me. Maintaining this type of determination and being compassionate to all living entities while always chanting the holy name of Krishna is the path of devotional service exhibited by the previous Mahajanas.
Okay. I don't know about Jesus Christ, but this is more compassionate than Jesus Christ. You see here, when the miscreant Mohammedans tortured Haridas Thakur. Actually, I remember there is Haridas Thakur drama, which Damodar Gauranga Prabhu did in many places. I was totally moved. You should see that scene, wherein there will be. It is, of course, it is an acted drama, but Damodar Gauranga Prabhu acted as Haridas Thakur. It was like everybody, their Muslims also were there. They were so captivated by the whole scene, and he will chant this particular thing, and it is in Tamil and in Telugu they did it. He says this: even if my body is cut into pieces and I will never give up chanting the holy name. And oh Krishna, please be merciful upon these poor souls. Kindly excuse them for their offenses. And then after this, what will happen? They will get tired. They will think that the Nawab sends these two people to the soldiers to beat him until he dies, but he will never die. Rather, they will get tired. They will take to all 22 marketplaces. They will beat him black and blue like anything, but he will never die. And they will say that if you don't die, we will lose our life. So please die. Then they will say, okay. Then what he will do? He will just say, you just throw like and then what happens, and then he will go to samadhi, and they will throw it in the instead of they will throw in the Ganga river, uh, and then he will go to samadhi. So this is what is and all the beatings which Haridas Thakur got, it went to Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. Am I right? Chaitanya
Yes,
Mahaprabhu took it.
we
It went
heard
to
this.
Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. He took it. And I was so much moved by that. You should all see that particular drama. If it is there on YouTube, you should all see that particular drama. Haridas Thakur, Damodar Gaurangadas, Śrīla Prabhupada Theatres. It is there on the YouTube. Please see that. So we have to maintaining this type of determination and being compassionate of all living entities while always chanting the holy name of Krishna is the path of devotion exhibited by the previous channels. This is what is important. Actually, the more and more you become pseudo, the more and more you forget the bhav. Janmaishwarya Chuta Shri Edamana Madapuma Naivaratya Vidatum Vaipana Kinchana Gochara. One cannot, this is the proper rights. One who is too much attached to Janma Ishwarya Shutashri, he cannot get the taste of the holy name. So what happens when you present Krishna consciousness in a pseudo manner, you don't get that bhav. You may say, oh, Hare Krishna, and you pump the harmonium like anything, and without tilak, without this one, you may say, but still it's all howling, raining. I don't know. I don't want to say these words. It is because it's an offense to devotees, but because it is pseudo. So that will not give you bhav. When we are trying to give books, even if they give $5, it is helpful for them and they change, that will help them. They are presenting Krishna consciousness as a pseudo way. Oh, then breaking your head, singing as if you are drowning in the ocean of love of God. You are trying to imitate and then make a show of that. Hmm. Maharaj used to say, I all these saw all these things in Bangladesh. It's not new for me. So I have seen so many in India. So nowadays, they chant in this Kirtan Rasa, Kirtan Mela. We have seen so much. It is nothing. This is nothing. Whatever is happening in the United States, even if book distributors do something, I don't see it as new. They foul like anything, and they make a big show among brahmacharis. This is all. This is not book distribution is fun and easy. They make funny. They make funny of people. You can see their videos. So that is not the way. You should be sober. You should be very serious. You may crack jokes, but it should be very, very very. You should maintain your decorum. You should maintain your decorum and then preach. Uh, Not that you become like a pseudo person. There is no other book distributors can see that what kind of person you are. Uh, so better to follow the path given by Prabhupada and other previous acharyas, previous devotees. Don't try to create a new path. A path cannot be manufactured. Uh, okay, Prabhu, continue.
Whatever path is there should be accepted by sadhus. Those who are proud and want fame try vigorously to discover new paths. Those who have good fortune from past lives give up pride and respect the established path. Those who are unfortunate promenade on a new path and thus cheat the world. Regarding such persons, the Bhakti Rasamrita Sindhu quote the Brahma Yamala as follows. श्रुति स्मृति पुराणादि पंचरात्र विधिं विना एकांतकी हरेर भक्तिर उत्पातैव कल्पते भक्तिर एकांतिकीये पेयम् अविचारात् प्रतीयते वस्तुतस्तु तथा नैव यद यद आशात्रियतेक्ष्यते. Devotional service of the Lord that ignores the authorized Vedic literatures like the Upanishads, Puranas, and Narad Pancharatra is simply an unnecessary disturbance in society. Such activities are born out of speculation and therefore they only superficially resemble unalloyed devotion because they are disrespectful to the Vedic injunctions. Disrespecting Vedic injunctions falls in the category of atheism. Whenever there is disrespect for the scriptures, which are the Lord's instructions, they cannot be devotional service. That cannot be
Yes.
devotional.
Okay. We will stop here. Okay, this is very, very important. Disrespecting Vedic injection falls in the category of atheism, and it should never be tolerated. Recently, there is one nonsense movie called Odyssey, which is taken some Malaysia Hollywood movie. It was compared to Ramayana, and none of the devotees, not even a single devotee, objected that. Not even a single devotee made a video. There's so many big, big preachers. They gave reviews on videos or movies previously. They shut their mouth. They didn't speak even one word against comparing Odyssey with nonsense Odyssey with the pristine, timeless Ramayana. Huh? This is a disgrace on our part. Actually, we should combat. There is a lecture by Guru Maharaj, His Holiness Bhakti Vikas Maharaj, that in defense of parampara, in defense of parampara. Mm. There is a I'll say guy because he's not a devotee, he's proper disciple. He left Krishna consciousness, went back to New York, became a big scholar or professor or whatever it is. Again came back and joined the Jiva Institute and became a Babaji. His name is Jagat, and Maharaj wrote a big lecture. Till now he is there. Jagat Bandhu his name is, and Babaji. And he against him. He wrote books or something against him, and he is against Bhaktisiddhanta Thakur, the way he has taken initiation and everything. And Maharaj gave it a whole in defending parampara, and then Maharaj will say, "This is what is important to be heard. This is what is important." Uh, disrespect of the scriptures, disrespect of Prabhupada, disrespect of Krishna should never be tolerated. Actually, three things should be done. Either we can slit his tongue, either we have to defeat him in the arguments, or we should not hear those things. What we are trying to do is the third one. We don't want to hear all these things. But actually, if you are followers of Prabhupada, if you see, there is a book by Prabhupada called The Sword of Knowledge, which changed to name as Renunciation Through Wisdom. Earlier, renunciation through, what is that? What is that? Renunciation through wisdom. That is the book. There is a book by Prabhupada. Jnana, 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 Jnana,
ज्ञान की
in Telugu,
तलवार.
Gyan Ki Talwar. What is the book in English? Renunciation
Renunciation
through
through wisdom.
renunciation through wisdom, uh, because that was named later as renunciation through wisdom. Actually, these are all back to Godhead magazines. If you see actually that was the book which I read and moved so much. If you see, there are articles after articles of Prabhupada explaining about Nehru's article, about Bose's article, about so many things which went on at that time. But it is it is extreme philosophy. It is like nothing like anything. I never saw devotees. I was the only person. I used to have that book every day with me. Because after that, I lost that book somewhere. I don't know. But I used to have. Even Haripad Prabhu saw that one day he wanted to read from that book, and I had that book. And he said, "How do you have this book with you?" The Prabhupada disciple, Haripad Prabhu. So I used to read a lot from Renunciation to Wisdom. You should all read that book, Gyan Ki Talwar in Jnana Khadgam in Telugu, and it is very, very beautiful book. And Prabhupada cuts regarding Rama. People speak all nonsense. Whatever goes in the neighbor. Yeah, what is that? পৃথিবীতে ধর্ম নামে जो कुछ চলে যত কিছু চলে ভাগবতে কহে পরিপূর্ণ ছলে whatever is goes on in the world in the name of so-called dharma, in the name of so-called making good people, it is all cheating. Everything is cheating. You take anything, everything is cheating. This is Bhaktisiddhanta Thakur's. We should always remember this particular two lines. পৃথিবীতে যত ধর্ম নামে जो कुछ চলে যত কিছু চলে চলে and ছলে chale means going on. Bhagavata kohe paripurna chale. This is just chale means cheating. Of course, we'll stop here and we will continue tomorrow. If you have anything to ask, you can shoot your questions now.
Hare Krishna Prabhu. There are some instances that when the disciple were talking to Śrīla Prabhupada, they mentioned, like one recently I have heard that they mentioned some music composer. He was he made a song of Hare Krishna but telling some wrong things. So Prabhupada jokingly said, "Okay, he is preaching. It means many people will know about the Krishna." So they were all
Okay.
laughing. So nowadays the devotees also sometimes say that we should not make so many noise for things, because if they are taking the names of Krishna, we should focus on our things. That Krishna name will go on like that. They say, like this Hare Krishna Hare Ram song came that time, the previous.
But Prabhupada didn't flex that. But Hare Krishna Hare Ram, Prabhupada objected, but he is not, because mostly our devotees were all Westerners at that time. It was not Indianized more. See,
Yeah,
I'll tell you one thing. There is a difference between when Westerners are preaching in India and Westerners are like, they are serious devotees. When Indians become serious, there is a great problem. When Indians become serious, they bring all sorts of Hinduized ideas in the preaching. That is the problem. The Indian Westerners, when they preach, they don't bring all these things. But Indians, they will bring all sorts of, they will think that, okay, Jai Shri Ram, Jai Shri Ram song from Adipurush, we can also sing. They can sing also sometimes. Because they think that it is all bhakti. It's a big problem. No, it's nonsense. Otherwise, for the deities, showing the deities on the handles of ISKCON, why you should have O Palan Hare of Lata Mangeshkar song in the background?
yeah,
Why you should hear that particular song by seeing the deities of Radha Krishna or Gaur Nitai or Jagannath Baladev Subhadra? They are nicely showing the videos. That's fine. But why you have O Palanahare. Huh? Why you have Bollywood songs in the background? Tummi Prem, Tum. I don't know what kind of songs. This particular song, Opal, because I heard many times when I was a Karmi. Opalanahare, Nirgun or Nyare. What is this nonsense? Bollywood song for showing the Radha Krishna and Gaurnita. What's this? Have you gone nuts in your head? Have you gone stool has gone into your head? Huh? If I say like this, people get offended. What can I do? No, we can't tolerate all these things. If somebody is tolerating, that means they're accepting what they're saying, what they're doing. Anyhow, we will do our thing, but we should combat disrespecting the Vedic injection. This is all disrespecting actually, and that's why Hinduism is falling down because they don't speak against. It's an offense. Having creating a movie on Ramayana, it's an offense to Lord Ram, and it's an offense to us. Actually, you don't know that those people. It is said that dharma is more adharma is when you see that is against directly going on against dharma and you don't say anything. It is actually more adharma. In front of you, it is happening, and you don't speak about this. That is actually more adharma. Uh, Westerners, they don't know they have done something. They speak, okay, I've done, okay, Avatar movie, I've taken from Puranas, this, fine. He doesn't know anything. But when it is done by Indians in India, in the land of India, by the Indians, and you know that you are an influential person, why don't you condemn it? You don't want to do it because you don't want to lose your followers. That means your followers are more important for you than this filthy movie, you know. Filthy followers are more important for you. So where there is no end. I don't know, ISKCON has gone somewhere. Hare Krishna. Mancha kalpataru vishya Please forgive me if I
Birthdays,
give
they
age.
say actually.
Sorry?
On birthdays, they say sometimes they make songs like Hare Krishna to you, Hare Rama to you. So that is
Mm. May
some sum of
Krishna bless you. May
yeah.
Radharani bless you. May Gaurnitai bless you. Hare Krishna to you. Hare Rama to you. This is all Indianized. Never do it the rest like this. It's all Indianized. I'm telling you, Indians are expert to blindly follow the West. And with filth in their brains, they imitate Westerners. With the filth in their brain, they can do. They think that they are wearing short Bermuda like Americans and they have iPhone in their hands, pushing the trolley bag. They think that they are more Americans than the American. I'm telling you, this is what they are more better to preach to an American than to preach to an Indian. It is. You see, we have read in Mood and Mission, Prabhupada was dead against Indians in the West, like anything. And I was surprised how Prabhupada is so against it. It is one line is like the golden line. It is all right. Of course, it is not that we are rejecting Indians to come to India, to the temple, take darshan, all this. No, but in general, mentality is like that. That's why I speak more on Indians than Westerners. Because maybe next life I'll take birth in Africa or somewhere and then come to India. I think I don't know, offending a lot of devotees and Indians. Okay, Hare Krishna. If I would have offended unknowingly anybody, please forgive me. Hare Krishna. Please forgive me from your. And whenever I meet personally, you can hit me with your slipper. No problem. I'm ready to take it. Hare Krishna.
Hare
Jai Guru
Krishna.
Srila Prabhupada ki jai.
Oh, we are
Hare
so
Krishna.
humble to please forgive us.
His Holiness Bhakti Vikas Maharaj ki jai. Jai Guru Srila Prabhupada ki jai. Śrīla Bhaktivinoda Ṭ𝚑ā𝚔 ki jai. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna.